I'm going to have to pay her back big time for this. I was being super nice, and I didn't even mention how trashy her new tongue ring looks. Okay, so what you need to know about this is, again, I can't really overemphasize how obsessed with the band Radiohead I was at this time. This was also written in the year 2000. I think that's kind of important to know for this story, and I was 16 years old. All right, and this is in the fall. Hey, it's me. Last night was the greatest night of my life. I don't even know where to start. First of all, I said I was sleeping over at Jenna's. Yeah, right. Dad dropped me off at her house, and we had milkshakes. That much was true. Then Matt was my boyfriend at the time, who's 2 years older than me, so he was a freshman in college, so big deal. Matt picked me up. Little do the KGB, that's my parents, know that Jenna has a side door, underlined 3 times, enabling me to sneak out after her mom was asleep. Normally, we would have taken the train into the city, but because we'd be getting back so late, Matt drove. We stopped by his dorm to get our tickets to, get this, Saturday Night Live. Matt's dad has the coolest job ever, so we got in for free. Jenna seemed really jealous, which makes sense. She's still my BF for E, so she helped me get out, and I'm gonna have to pay her back big time for this. I was being super nice, and I didn't even mention how trashy her new tongue ring looks. Sorry to Jenna for that. I can't even write this without freaking out, but the musical guest was Radiohead. Kate Hudson was hosting, who cares? We got there early enough that we saw them rehearsing. And at this point, you're probably wondering what I thought of the show itself. The show itself was pretty funny. Jimmy Fallon is cute. I pretended not to like the part about the Red Sox for Matt's benefit because I am a good girlfriend. It was funny, and Nomar was actually there, whoever that is. Jim, who's my older brother, pointed out that an adult shouldn't be called Jimmy. I tend to agree. Would you respect a person named Joey or Tommy doing anything other than fixing your car? I doubt it. I also want to apologize for that. Anyway, Jimmy's Rick Lazio impression was pretty good. Does anyone know who that is in this room? Okay, he ran for the Senate in the year 2000 against Hillary Clinton in the state of New York where I grew up. Which reminds me, I need to sabotage that lawn sign out front. It's so embarrassing that I was created by Republicans. After a few sketches, the greatest band in the world took the stage. I squealed a bit during Idiotech, and Matt said it looked like Tom had epilepsy. He also said he gave the song a C+, and that they sounded like Prodigy. I let that one slide because Matt is the greatest boyfriend ever. In between the rehearsal and the actual show, we got to go backstage. I was nervous, to say the least. There were a ton of people running around, and everything was moving at a fast pace. I was really hoping we would see Conan in the building, but Matt's dad said that was unlikely. That turned out to be true. He made a joke that the band's dressing room smelled like pot, and he said we shouldn't be influenced by that. I explained to him that I am not a drug addict. Most of the band was hanging out near the stage door, Tom, Phil, and Colin. Matt said my face was so red he thought I might faint. That was a valid concern because I do faint a lot, come to mention it. I was way too apprehensive to say anything to the band. I will regret it for the rest of my life. I did briefly touch Colin's arm for a bit, roughly this distance that I'm holding my hand. It was creepy, and I acknowledge that. Oh, also, Chris Kattan had a giant red turtleneck pulled over his face backstage to avoid paparazzi, like anyone cares. I was a little busy paying attention to the greatest band of all time. The live show was a little different. I'm gonna have to condense here. Tom's Ralph Nader sign was a little weird, to be honest. He's from England. Why does he care? I think my mom and dad are definitely voting for Bush, unfortunately. After the show, we ate at the Westway Diner. Matt dropped me off at Jenna's. I snuck in, and nobody was the wiser. What fools. More later, Annie. P.S. Mom, if you're reading this, I hate you. Thank you.